Next up, we have Sam Benyakoub from Node Guardians.
Thank you, Kyle. Hello, hello. 안녕하세요. First of all, I would like to thank StarkNet Asia for putting this beautiful event together. And there's something that really strikes me in this room. For the first time in a StarkNet event, I feel like I'm the only French person. I think that this is a moment within the StarkNet history, something to remember. So I'll be telling you a little bit more about what we're working on at Node Guardians, what it is about, and what is our agenda for Cairo 1.0. So yeah, this is Cairo of Mine and Magic, my small talk. I'm Sam. I'm the founder of Node Guardians, and spend a lot of time digging, blockchain, a little bit of cryptography and its concrete use cases, and played a lot of video games competitively. And while I was working with different foundations, doing a lot of grants and tech writing and providing resources for them, I realized that having access to quality resources that are well maintained for developers, resources to acquire developers and upskill them, was quite a problem for these different ecosystems that I was working with. And while trying to address this problem, I was thinking of a way to use gamification, codes that are really like that you have in RPGs, massively multiplayer RPGs, etc., to teach things at a mid to high level. Because resources for beginners are rather abundant and well maintained, but once you go a little bit beyond, it gets a little bit trickier. So yeah. And of course, I wanted to make this as permissionless and community-driven as possible. So an experience that does not require you to retweet something to access to the second chapter whatsoever. You just come, you hack, and then you figure it out for yourself. That's how Node Guardians was born. So Node Guardians is what I like to call an RPG where you are the main character and you have to solve programming challenges that are called quests. So each quests are kind of linked to each other. There is some kind of plot, political intrigue that unfolds, that develops as you progress within the game. And the quests cover different elements of the Solidity stack for now and soon Cairo. So you have some CTFs, you have some build challenges, a lot of things, but I'll get to back later. So here is an example of the interface. You have to set up your own developed environment. It's not like through an IDE whatsoever, so that the experience is as close to production level coding, let's put it this way. And yeah, if you're struggling, you can get some hints, etc., but that's pretty much it. As you complete the steps of the quest, and sometimes based on how efficient you are, things might vary within the plot. Yeah, that's something we're shipping soon. That's the interface. That's the gaming part of it. So as you complete the quests, you get some soulbound gold, XP, objects, crafting material that you can use to craft different items. There are hundreds of them. And these kind of represent how good of a developer you are to some extent. Of course, there are limits to that. But it is something that you can use to prove that you're proficient in low-level programming or data structures and algorithms, certain specific aspects of a given stack. And I think that it's a little bit funnier than just a certificate, but that's of course my very own thing. There is a ranking, like in any role-playing game, online game, you have some kind of Elo score, and based on how far you go in the game, you can unlock some really funny perks. So yeah, we will go a little bit further with that PvP aspect. I'll try to introduce that at the end of the slide. And some folks are actually pretty high ranked in this room, like Thiago from Herodotus over there. I think he's in the top 30 or top 20. So big shout out to you. And I would love to see a lot of you trying out the platform and crush the leaderboard and get out of bronze. But yeah, as you progress through the platform, you have different tiers. You have scholars, mages, high mages, and pretty soon we'll be introducing the guardians. And the idea is that when you join Node Guardians and you use Node Guardians, it's not just a platform where you can hack, but it's a community where you find other developers that will help you solve certain challenges. or potentially suggest you to contribute to different open source initiatives, etc., etc. And of course, you get that verifiability online by solving the challenges. But beyond that, we try to expand the experience in the outside world, the offline world, let's call it like that. And so we've been organizing a lot of initiatives, especially within the StarkNet ecosystem, like the StarkNet CCE with our folks from Only Dust, but also Starkware and many sponsors that I am thanking again. We try to have a presence in all the major gathering within the Web3 space, like ETH Denver, but also ETH Seoul, etc., and bond with our community and help them as much as we can. But the thing is that you don't have to sign a contract to benefit from that, or you don't have to give me your email or something like that and become, we don't do such things. You just come, you enjoy, and you take whatever you want from that community, and if you want to give back, you're more than welcome to do so. One of the cool initiatives that I would like to introduce is that in Paris, from July 17th to July 21st, we will be organizing a Hacker House, where you basically get to hack on different open source projects, but also building meaningful projects, DeFi protocol, hacking on different tracks with fellow StarkNet coders, but also people from beyond. And you can apply to get accommodation in Paris if you're part of the Node Guardians community or the OnlyDust community, or if you're simply a Cairo developer that's well involved, you're more than welcome to apply to join this Hacker House and stay with us for a week in Paris until StarkNet CC happens. The registrations will be open tomorrow, so keep an eye out on starknet.cc. Yeah, that's for the contributing to OSS. Some folks among the Node Guardian community contribute to different initiatives. I picked two of them within the StarkNet ecosystem. There is Kakarot, the ZK EVM as an L3 on top of StarkNet, but also Madara, the sequencer for StarkNet app chains, but not the canonical sequencer as far as I know. Yeah, so again, another sneak peek of the interface, this whole proof of skill mechanism. This is the profile that you can share, and you always have some kind of visual representation of how far you went as a developer in the different aspects that compose the language. It is probably good. It's free to play, Gongja. So it should remain like that. And what else can I add? Some cool metrics, some cool statistics. We have about 80 hours of content that's available for free, and nearly 700 developers that have been pushing code on the platform and solving puzzles and CTFs. And I hope that we can crush this number for the Cairo integration, which I'll be introducing now. So the Cairo integration is not like a DLC with like 2 hours of content. We're trying to introduce it like a big expansion pack in a classical RPG, where you would have dozens of hours of content covering different design patterns and elements of the Cairo 1.0 stack. And beyond that, we are introducing a new lore, a new interface, new armors, and new things that you can collect. So there's going to be some new format for challenges that I would be more than happy to introduce you to if you join me in the room. I have like the laptop with some sneak peeks, so I can show you like how we're implementing these challenges. And I think that Node Guardians kind of sits in the middle to the late stage of your Cairo 1.0 journey, let's put it this way. You can start with amazing resources like the Cairo book, Stark links, the documentation, different bootcamps and initiatives. And once you want to get to a production level, you might consider giving a try to Node Guardians, as we really try to focus on this part of the spectrum. You can see that this slide is miserably done, because obviously I haven't reused the old slide. This one was made today. So I apologize for this terrible display. About the types of challenges on Node Guardians. You have build challenges that require you actually to fork one of our repository on GitHub, because we need to run private tests to see if your code satisfies specific criteria. You also have some theory to introduce some components, like on elliptic curve cryptography or ZK, that might be needed if you want to solve a practical challenge later. What we did, for instance, with ECC is that we give you some inputs about how these mechanics work, and later you have to implement your own curve on Ethereum. So we always try to make it like a complete journey where you have the context, the theory, and then you get to put this into practice. CTFs, I guess most of you know what a CTF is, and resource management or gas golfing, as I still believe that gas efficiency is still a thing, even on a layer 2 where computational resources are supposedly cheaper. Maybe not with 0.12, right, Fede? Oh, wow, it's bugging. Great. So about the StarkNet 1.0, the Cairo 1.0 integration, we'll be introducing some account contract CTF, like with exploring some concepts like signature replay, privilege escalation attacks, some building quests. You would have a challenge where you have to write your own brainfuck VM on top of StarkNet. Some L1, L2 bridging CTFs. You'll have to break some contracts using different attack vectors like message replay, cross-chain reentrancy. You also have some programming puzzles, covering different elements of the Cairo stack, like binary tree traversal, dynamic programming, and more CTFs on different concepts like integer safety, vanity address. And what we're trying to do here is retake these EVM security anti-patterns and apply them to Cairo, because they're not really specific to Solidity, we think, but just to smart contract programming in general. What's next? What's next? So the idea for Node Guardians is to be as permissionless and open as possible, so that you can create a challenge and have the community hack through it. And if you are building a protocol and you want people to master your stack, you can just create your own challenge, put it on the platform, and have different hackers from the Node Guardians community try to solve it. And if people complete it, you might eventually connect with them through the Discord and agree on building something or build a chain, etc. We're already starting to open up the process of contributing to Node Guardians. We have amazing folks that I would like to thank again that are contributing to the platform, like Barnaby from the Ethereum Foundation, some security researchers, hackers at ImmuneFi and other platforms that have been shipping some of the quests that you might have seen lately on the platform. And I hope to extend this to Cairo and have also folks from the Cairo ecosystem building some challenges on the arena, which will be introduced probably later this year or at the beginning of next year. That's pretty much it. The beta for Cairo 1.0 is going to start in a few weeks, 3-4 weeks. You're free to scan that QR code or reach out to me in this room, and I'll be more than happy to give you all the relevant information or inputs. I'm easily reachable on Twitter, Telegram, and you can also DM us on our Twitter at Node Guardians or on Discord. All the engineers at Node Guardians are customer support. So if you have any question on the challenge, we'll be more than happy to give you a hint. You can find us on Discord, and I really hope to see many of you giving a chance to Node Guardians and share your feedback. Criticism is also very welcome. Thank you very much, and yeah.
Would you like to take some questions, Sam?
Absolutely.
Are there any questions?